Hi, my name is Rhonda Byrice and I'm coming to you again from Rhondalicious. Today we're going to teach you how to make sauerkraut out of this beautiful head of cabbage. A lot of sauerkraut is actually fermented with vinegar, and we're going to do this with just some salt and cabbage, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is open this cabbage up. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can do this with a knife by just going like this and shaving the cabbage, or you can use a food processor that has a nice big mouth on it and set it in there. Actually, I've done this with a French fry blade. It makes it quite easy, and it also makes it a nice shape. Want to make sure we get this just the right size to go in there, which is always a blessing. And get this going. It's just as easy as 1, 2, 3 once you get it going. And we just push it in there. See how you can see in the food processor how that's looking. Making cabbage is a lot of fun for me. It gives you the good probiotics that your body is actually needing. Our bodies need probiotics to help our systems digest our food properly. Our bodies have a lot of good bacteria in it, and it has a lot of bad bacteria. When you eat fermented foods that are fermented properly, your body just loves that because you're building up those army forces that are inside your digestive tract that help keep you from getting sick. So I'm just going to do the half of this head of cabbage just for time's sake. And we'll go ahead and set the rest of this aside, and I will show you how to go ahead and get this fermenting. One thing you want to do on the cabbage is to save the outside leaves. So I only pulled part of this apart, so we're going to go ahead and save these outside leaves because this is going to be what I call the plug or the top for the cabbage. So we're just going to kind of break this down and save these outside leaves because we're going to set them on top, and this is what's going to hold it into place as it starts to ferment. So this is a great way of preparing your raw kitchen items in advance. By getting something like this done maybe on a Sunday, it'd be ready to harvest to your liking by Thursday or Friday. All right, for time's sake, we're just going to go ahead and put this aside, and I will show you how easy this is to do with, our cabbage. So we'll go ahead and set this in here. This is the crock that we're going to be making our kraut in. And as you can see, this is cut up just like sauerkraut. I don't know what blade you have on your food processor, but I really like this one because it makes it a really nice texture. The one thing that we need in order to make sauerkraut is salt. So here we have some Himalaya salt. We're going to use about a teaspoon of that salt. And that's it. We're going to let that sit, and then we're just going to go ahead and start massaging the kraut. You just massage it for like 10 minutes, and then you let it sit, and then you massage it again for another 10 minutes, and you will get a liquid in it that bubbles. And then you will take that sauerkraut and put it into the crock. As you do this, the cell membrane on the cabbage will start to break down, and that's what starts releasing the juices that are inside the cabbage. You would be surprised if you were to juice this how much liquid would come out of it. Just by massaging this just this little bit, it's starting to change color, and you can see it shining. And that's what we're after. We're after that shine, we're after that color change. And once it gets to where it's bubbling, then you know that you have the right texture for the sauerkraut. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside and show you that you can make this with the green or the purple sauerkraut. This is one we're harvesting. As you notice, we have the crock, which is exactly like this. I had put a towel over it to hold it in the darkness. I put some paper towels with a rubber band on it. Inside here, you can see that it has these leaves like you can see here. To harvest this, you'll notice that there is the bubbling edge around here, and it's changing color here. The kraut that you would harvest is down below. Okay, so you can see here in this sauerkraut that it's completed. It's been sitting for 4 days, so we're going to go ahead and harvest it. Here we have the cabbage down here I call this the plug, which is the leaves that we would save from the other cabbage that we started to do. We're just going to take our bowl and go ahead and pull out all of this. This actually holds the kraut under the liquid. And you're going to throw all of this away. All of this goes in the trash. So we're just going to pick it out. Anything that looks like a different color that shouldn't be there, we just kind of take the little first layer off. We can stir this up. And this is our sauerkraut. So it's as simple as cutting the cabbage, massaging the cabbage. Before you do, you pull the leaves off so that you can save them to put the plug in it, and then making sure that you push it down to where the liquid is there. And you can see that the liquid is in here. That's what helps to ferment it. Like I said, this is all good probiotics for our body. Fermented foods that are fermented with salt and lemon opposed to vinegar is really good on the system. Vinegar is hard on the system and it's hard on the digestive tract, but salt and lemon is very healthy and it's probiotic forming. So this is sauerkraut and it's absolutely beautiful. You can do it in the purple, you can do it in the green, and it's a beautiful way of giving your body something what it needs every day. So I'm going to go ahead and start massaging this again, just to show you how the liquid comes out. You can see the liquid coming out of this because we broke down the membranes with the salt. You don't have to use lemon, but you can. I didn't in this one here, but in the purple I did. I like the flavor of lemon, what it does to it. But just by massaging this, letting it sit for a while and then massaging it again, it breaks everything down and it starts the process. So here you can see again, we have our liquid. Not enough, almost enough. We can just let that go. I will pull this out of here, show you how to use it as a plug. We'll go ahead and put our cabbage in here. You want all of that liquid to go into the cabbage, into the kraut. Whoops, a little fast there. We want all that liquid to go in here because that's what helps the fermentation to begin. It's the broken down cell membranes, it's the salt, and the last ingredient is time. It needs time to process. So we're going to go ahead and push this down. You'll see the liquid rising as we push it down. Can you see? I hope you can see that. You can use any type of crock. You can put this in small jars, however you want to do it. So we're going to put the leaves in here like this to seal this off. I like the hardness of the leaves because it really helps press it in place. We just keep pushing it down. And this is how you make kraut. Want it to go up the side of the jar. And it's going to hold everything in place. Now at this point, because this is only a part of a cabbage that I put in here, it's not as tall as it could be, we would go ahead and put a jar of water, just a small jar of water to hold that in place, and you can see the liquid rise, and that's what you want. At that point, you can take your paper towel, which I use a paper towel, or just a towel, and set it on top, and then you're going to put this in a dark area, and you'll let it sit for 4 to 6 days. Depending on how sour you'd like it, this will be your sauerkraut. It will come out looking absolutely beautiful like this. This is a raw fermented food that is good for the body, and this is coming to you from Rhonda Delicious.